Hey, welcome back to Pokemon Red. So where we had left off, I had saved right before finding out whether or not there was a rival battle, and then I stood absolutely no chance because I hadn't trained it all yet, so then I just shut off the system and ended the episode right there. So technically I haven't battled the rival yet, so I'm just going to start training then. So it's been a few days since the first episode because I wanted to edit that one first and make sure I said everything that I wanted to say. Oh, whoa, nice. One difference between red and blue and yellow, I'm actually really surprised I didn't notice, is that I don't have Pikachu following me around in the overworld. I mean, it's kind of an obvious difference, but it's just one of those things where I'm used to having it there, so it's weird not to have it. I also had to cut out a little bit of commentary because otherwise I wouldn't have had enough gameplay footage to commentate over, so here's that. So preparing for this series, I was trying to decide, how hardcore completionist do I want to do this? Because, obviously I want to beat the Elite Four so I can get to the end credits. I'd like to fill the Pokedexes. But then there's all kinds of other little things, do I want to collect all the hidden items? Do I want to do all the in-game trades? All that kind of little detail work. And for that, I've actually started collecting the official player's guides, mainly as just a collector's thing. Whoa. I forgot that that's a thing I could do. How does this... Oh, no. I talked to her again. Maybe I should play it like that. Ooh, that's really aesthetic. I think I'll play like this for a little while. But also, because then when I complete the game or complete certain parts, I can look back at this and kind of triple check to make sure I've really done everything and haven't missed anything. But also because in the back, it tells me at which level each Pokemon evolves and all the moves it can learn and the levels that it learns them at. So that way I can plan around that to make sure I'm evolving them at the most opportune time, that I'm not missing out on certain moves. Because there are certain Pokemon that you want to delay your evolution because otherwise they wouldn't have learned that attack. Or there's other ones where you definitely don't want to delay it because then you wouldn't earn this other attack. And actually, I don't know if that really applies in Gen 1, but I'm pretty sure it does in later games. So as I'm training, I'm looking at the training guide in the back of the book to try to pre-map out ahead of time which Pokemon I want to evolve at which levels, so that when the time comes, I won't be scrambling for my book not knowing what to do. And so continuing off of that, do I even want to go be as hardcore as to go into IV and EV training? But in Gen 1 and 2, those function very differently, and they're actually called DVs and Stat EXP. Now, I'm going to move Pidgey down to the bottom of the team so he doesn't accidentally get any EXP and go up to level 11. And I'm not going to explain all the differences because there's plenty of other videos on YouTube that can explain it way better than I can. But basically, it's just extremely complicated and tedious and just plain not worth it to try to perfect stat-wise every single Pokemon. The only situation in which I would do that in Gen 1 and 2 is if someone else was also doing that, if we both started a fresh save at the same time and we had a certain length of time to prepare a team, not to stat perfect all the Pokemon in the game, but just to prepare a single team, and then we could fight against each other and see who can do best with that, because I feel like that would be a really fun challenge if I ever meet someone who's up to it. So when it comes to these guides, I don't want to skip ahead at all. I want to explore the game for myself. So solidifying what I had said about the official guides being more of a collector's item is there's actually a lot they don't include. For example, they say absolutely nothing about Route 22 until after the 8th gym. I can't help but imagine this wild Rattata seeing this strong trained Rattata as coming back all jacked up on steroids. And at that point the rival has a completely different team and he's way stronger. It also says absolutely nothing about the hidden items. So I've decided to go back to my trusty old source that I've always used before I started collecting these, which would be scipokes.com. If you're interested, I will link them down in the description. Their walkthroughs are way more thorough. A good example here is on Route 22, I have them up on my other monitor. On Route 22, in Pokemon Red, there's a 50% chance of encountering a Nidoran M, but there's only a 4% chance in Blue. And then it's flipped for Nidoran F. There's a 50% chance in Blue and a 4% chance in red. Versus the official guide, it just says few or many. Aww, the lovely pair of Nidorans sharing their EXP. And that's a very minor difference. It is possible then to catch a Nidoran F at this point of the game in Pokemon Red. I personally always try to catch every single Pokemon at the earliest point possible in the game rather than having to come back for it later. I don't think it's really necessary, but that's just kind of the way I've always preferred to do it. But to reiterate / clarify, I've only read up to where I am right now. I don't want to read ahead. I'll just kind of like trail behind, so I'll explore a section of the game first, and then I'll read that section to make sure I did it all, and then I'll explore a section, and then I'll read that section, rather than getting too far ahead and having to come back and redo stuff. A better example of what makes SciPokes more thorough than the official guides, or at least this official guide, is it tells me that this low-level rival battle on Route 22 actually disappears after I get the Boulder Badge, and then the higher-level rival battle on Route 22 doesn't appear until after I beat the 8th gym. So I'm guessing that just leaves this route empty during the entire time in between there. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I am so tired from work today. I am literally doing over half of this leveling, half asleep, just mindlessly pressing A with my eyes completely shut. And then when I hear things like that beeping, that's when I know I have to wake up for a second and make a change. And okay, I can zone back out. Oh wait, see, I zoned out too much. I shouldn't have done that. I should have switched, but I got lucky, and now I can switch. I made that mistake way too many times today in this recording session because I'm just so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. Like, I've been super excited to want to play this. Like, since I did that first recording, I've just been like really excited, you know, like that little mini adrenaline rush just thinking about it, like, I want to play it. And now here I am, and I'm literally falling asleep while playing it. Then again, I've never really been a very big fan of just grinding out training, but like, you do it anyway because it's what you gotta do. It's just part of the game. Either you're gonna level up or you're not, and if you don't, then you can't do the fun parts of the game. It's just like real life. You gotta do the stuff you don't want to do so that you can do the stuff you want to do. I gotta go get tired at work so that I can be too tired to do the reason I have a job. See, I screwed up again. He's gonna kill me, isn't he? Yeah, he's gonna kill me. Ho ho! Let's YOLO. I bet I could beat him. Alright. And a level up? Nah. Ah, there we are. We've only got one left to go. 2 levels. Let's finish this out like a marathon. I gotta wake myself up. Finish out strong. Because I think that's probably where I'm gonna call it for tonight. Get myself up to that right level. Hit save. Or no, make sure all the recordings took. Then I'll hit save. And then I'll just shut it down and do a little bit of chores before I go to sleep. There we go. 1 more level. We're almost done. Yes! Alright. Finally. There's the dream team. Let's go heal up. Like 98% of this training is going to be cut out. Cool.
Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell.